हेलो
सर अब ठीक है सर, बिल्कुल ठीक है सर अब।
हेलो
यस नितिन जी, गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
वेलकम जी आपका।
ओके ओके सर।
ओके सर, नॉट फाइन सर, इट्स वर्किंग।
टू whom with you are talking sir?
I'm talking with Dr. Mukesh, and
Okay
we were facing some technical problems, so right now it's over now. So now we can start even though.
okay okay
So all the participants welcome, and Dr. Nitin, welcome sir. So today we are
okay sir.
having our last session. This is 45th session, and you are going to discuss case studies, and later on we'll take the questions. And today we're having only one session, and after that we'll fill a form from your side for your certification perspective. Thank you very much. And within a week, I will intimate, I will send you your certificate. So thank you very much. So now, Dr. Nitin, please come.
Okay sir, let
Yeah,
me
thank
share
you.
my screen first. Okay, I hope screen is visible to all of you. Okay
Yes, dear. Yes. Yeah.
okay, so very good evening participants. Okay, so till now what we have discussed, that is, first I will revise all the things whatever we have discussed, and then after we'll start with the actual case studies. Okay, so in case studies I will try to cover the text summarization and the spam email classification. Okay, so till now, so as a part of your first part, we have started with the introductory session. Okay, so introduction to the machine learning. We started with the introduction to the machine learning, in which we have discussed what is machine learning, types of machine learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, and the various applications of the machine learning. Along with that, also we covered the machine learning life cycle also. Okay, so that contain the standard part like identifying the problem, right? Then your data pre-processing, and after identifying the problem, get the data set, then pre-process that data set, then build the model, or the first you can visualize that data set by using the visualization libraries like matplotlib and seaborn library. Okay, and after that, the model building. So model building specifically, it should be your classification model, it may be your regression model or the clustering model. And the then after the stage is, that is the evaluation of your model, that is evaluated your model on the testing data set, and the final step is to deploy that particular machine learning model. Okay, after that, in this workshop we discuss the Python. Okay, basic of the Python, in which we have covered almost, we covered the basic that is needed for the machine learning, like if statement, then your for loop, then function, then your list, dictionary, tuple. Okay, so these are the basic things which we have covered in this 45 days ML course. Okay, after that, after the introduction to ML and Python, we actually discussed some machine learning libraries, like ML libraries we have discussed. So the ML libraries that are needed, important ML library we have discussed, and we spend a lot much time on these libraries. Like we started with the NumPy library first, then we have discussed the Pandas library, then we have discussed the some data visualization libraries such as matplotlib and seaborn library. Okay, and after that, the most important library we thoroughly discussed during this 45 days course, that is the sklearn library. Scikit-learn library or sklearn library. Okay, we thoroughly discussed this library. NumPy specifically deals with the multi-dimensional array to handle the multi-dimensional array. And as you know that whatever that machine processed, okay, whatever, whether it is image, text, right, categorical data or your audio, whichever is the data, that should get converted into the matrix. Okay, so that's why we need the NumPy library to handle the multi-dimensional array. Pandas also we have discussed. So in pandas, we discuss lot many things like series, data frames, and operations on the pandas. Okay, several operations we have discussed. How to read the data set into the Jupyter notebook using read underscore CSV functions. How to handle the missing value. Okay, so fill any method, drop duplicates, lot many things we have discussed in the pandas. And one of the interested library it is which we have thoroughly discussed. In data science also, this library plays very important role, pandas library. After that, we have discussed some visualization tools like visualization libraries like Matplotlib and the Seaborn library, that is specifically to visualize your data in terms of graph, figures or chart or plot. Okay, and we discussed that one also thoroughly. We have discussed some user created on we have discussed some plot on user created data set, and also we have discussed it on the actual data set. And then after we started with the sklearn library, which is which I can say the heart of the machine learning course. And then after we have started with the actual part, that is the first step of your machine learning, that is the data pre-processing. Okay, so during the data processing, we have discussed the stages, like different stages, like the stages such as import or get the data. Okay, then read the data, read the data set by using read underscore. Participant, kindly mute yourself. Import the libraries. We import the several library, that is also the part of your data pre-processing. After reading the data set, we check the, or we just check the null values present in your data set. Then after that, we have extracted the dependent and independent variable. Independent and dependent variable, we have discussed how to extract this dependent and independent variable by using the ILOC function. Okay, or read the data set, we use this read underscore CSV function. Okay, and to check the null value, what we use, that is null dot sum, is null dot sum method. Okay, so that part also we have discussed. After that, we have discussed to handle the null values or to handle the missing value by using the simple imputer class. Then we have discussed handling the categorical data. This is simple imputer for handling the missing value. Then we handle the categorical data. And after that, we divide or we split the data into train and test. Okay, so this is also one of the step in the data pre-processing which we have thoroughly discussed. And in that we use the train underscore test underscore split class by passing your dependent variable, independent variable, test size, and the random state value. And the last part of the pre-processing is the feature scaling. So in feature scaling, we specifically use the standard scalar class. Okay. Standard scalar class we use, that is specifically your standardization method, x minus mean divided by standard deviation. Okay, so this is what the data pre-processing which we have discussed. And then after started with the classification algorithm. Okay, classification algorithm, and no, sorry, after that we have discussed the regression algorithms, in which we have covered linear regression, multiple linear regression, and the polynomial regression. Then the classifications algorithm we have discussed. In classification, we have discussed logistic regression, support vector machine, KNN, neo-Bayes, decision tree, right? So these all are the algorithms that we have discussed in the classification. After that, we have discussed the clustering algorithm. In clustering algorithm, we have discussed the k-means algorithm, right, which is an example of partitional clustering method. And also we have discussed the hierarchical clustering algorithms like your agglomerative clustering. Okay, and we have discussed that clustering algorithm thoroughly. In k-means clustering, we use the elbow method. We take the help of elbow method to get to know about the value of k, while in case of the agglomerative clustering, we use the help of dendrogram, okay, and to get the value of the k. And after that, we have discussed your dimensionality reduction. Okay, so in which we have discussed the principal component analysis as a part of a dimensionality reduction technique. And thoroughly we have discussed that part also on user created dataset we discussed, and on actual datasets also we have discussed. Okay, so PCA also we have discussed. Then we also discussed one of the important library that plays main role to handle the text data, which is useful in the NLP related problem, that is called as the NLTK. Okay, so NLTK libraries also we have thoroughly discussed, in which we have covered the text pre-processing part, how to process the text, lowercase, removing the stop word, doing the tokenization, removing the punctuation, then your steaming, Porter steamer, Lancaster steamer, then your lemmatization concept, and we discuss the case studies on overall that whatever we have discussed. And finally, in the last two class, we discussed your ANN, which is the deep learning model. And along with that ANN, we also discuss the CNN model, and we take the case study on the CNN also and ANN also. Okay, so this is what the entire course which we have discussed. Okay, now as a part of today's session, we'll discuss some case studies. The first case study that I am going to discuss with you, that is the text summarization. Text summarization means what? Let's suppose this is a one block, artificial intelligence. Okay, this is what one block related with the artificial intelligence, which is on the Wikipedia. Lot many text is there. Okay, so I just want the summarized data from this particular article of Wikipedia. So we can use the automatic text summarization for that. Okay, so let's start with the first case study. Now, as a part of this case study, text summarization, you need some libraries like Beautiful Soap library. Okay, this Beautiful Soap library is needed. to extract the data from your website. Okay, whatever the data that we extract, that is in the HTML and XML format, and we extract that particular data from this by using this Beautiful Soap library. Okay, so we need some packages like Beautiful Soap and LXML. Okay, so you just need to install by writing the command pip install Beautiful Soap and pip install LXML. Okay, and we are fetching the article from the Wikipedia. Okay, specifically, I'm just taking the example of the Wikipedia. You can fetch it from any website and do the same kind of thing. So let's start. After installing these libraries, okay, these are the dependencies that are needed. Okay, then we import this BS4 library. BS4 means this is Beautiful Soap. Okay, this is what import Beautiful Soap, and I'm aliasing that as a BS. Okay, this is the library that I'm going to use. Then import urllib.request. In last class also, I think in yesterday's class, I discussed this urllib.request, right? This is the purpose of this urllib.request is to extract the data from the website. Okay, urllib.request. Okay, so somehow I can say that this is useful as a part of your web scraping also. Okay, next, the import RE. Import RE is another library that is needed because as we are working on the lot much text, okay, so we need to use the regular expression. Okay, so RE means that is the regular expression. So regular expression is one of the broad area, one of the broad topic in the NLP, natural language processing. Okay, which but here I am just using that one as a simplified way, that to remove the some unnecessary things from the your text. For that purpose, I am going to use this RE. After that, the library that is needed, that is the NLTK library. Okay, import NLTK, natural language toolkit, to handle the natural language processing related problem. Okay, now I'm just scrapping your website. Okay, so for scrapping data, I'm just using this scrap because I'm going to scrap this website. Okay, I just want to extract the data present in this website. Okay, so let me. So urllib.request, urllib.request.url open. .url open is the function to open that particular website. So this is what my link. Okay, this is the link of artificial intelligence. Okay, the same link I am using. Now, next. After getting the scrap data, okay, so this is what the scrap data. It's not in the readable format. Okay, it is not in the readable format. So we just use the .read method by using the scrap underscore data dot read. Okay, and let me just show you this data first article after executing. So first we need to import these libraries. Okay, then after we need to import the libraries. Execute. Yes. Then this is what your article. Now this article contains all the things, like observe this, because this is your HTML page. So you are getting the HTML coding also as far as this when we extract the data from the website. Okay. Observe this. These are some HTML tags, script, link. Okay. So these are the I can say this is not the pre-processed data. Okay, I just want the actual data. Okay, the actual data is present here itself. Okay, here itself the actual data is present when we remove that particular HTML tag from this. Okay, now as for that purpose we use this. Okay, Beautiful Soap library. Okay, one of the strong libraries it is, and specifically we are going to use this kind of things for the web scraping related project. Okay. So bs.beautiful soap, in which I am passing that particular article. Okay, this is what my article, which contains some HTML tag. Okay, and I just want to parse it into the actual data. Okay, and passing the LXML. Okay, as a parser. This is what the parser. Now let me just show you the parsed article. Now again. Now observe here, as far as the HTML tag is concerned, you are getting the data in some form. Okay, in specific form, I'm getting this. Observe this data. Somehow it contains the text also. Now, let me just pre-process this now. The parse article find all P, because my data is in the paragraph. Okay. Observe here, all the data that is present in this paragraph. Okay, so that's why I'm taking this. P means the paragraph, actual data. This is P, through which I'm getting my data, under which I'm having the data. So okay, so that's why I'm using parse underscore article find all P, and through which I'm just getting this paragraph. Okay, so only I'm interested in the P. Okay, remaining data I'm not interested, like /a, because other tags I'm not having the information. Okay, I'm having the information in only the P. Okay, P tag means it is related with the HTML. So now you are getting all the P tags, open P, end P, and you are having the data into that. Okay, now step by step we are going to pre-process this data. Okay, step by step. Now our next task, to add the text. Okay, whatever the data present in your paragraph, I'm just adding it into this. Okay, into the article text as a part of string. So let me just show you this article text now. Okay, I have executed this article text. It's a blank string in which I am going to add something. Okay, for P in paragraph. Okay, these all are the P. In the P, having the data. Okay, P. For each P, I'm adding this P dot text into the article underscore text. Okay, appending all the P's into the article underscore text so that I can get the actual text. Now observe here. This is what my actual text. Now it is free from the HTML tag. This is what plain data. This is called as the web scraping. Somewhere down the line, it's one of the simple way to scrap any website. Okay, so here this is the example that I am explaining you regarding the text summarization. I can say the one part is related with the web scraping also. Okay, so by this code you can extract, you can scrap whatever the data that is present on your on your website. Okay, so this is what the project that I can say. This is deals with the web scraping also. Okay, observe this. Now this particular data is free from the HTML tag. Okay, and this is what your actual data. Once again, I am going to repeat these steps. First, we import the library. Then we use the URL lib.request URL open, in which I will pass that particular link, whatever the link from which you want to extract or doing the web scraping, and then read that particular .read method. Okay, and store it into the article. But this is what the unparsed data. Okay, which we can't get the actual data from this. Okay, so for this we need to use the beautiful soap library. Okay, to encode this particular extracted article by using the LXML parser. Okay, and you'll get the parsed article. Now in the parsed article, you have all the separated tags. Okay, separated tags. Observe here. This is what the systematic way you are getting the tags. Okay, and specifically the text is present in this P. Okay, paragraph. Okay, slash P, end P and slash P. So that's what I'm interesting. I just want to use this P only. Okay, because in P is the one tag in the HTML in which actual data is present. So, okay, so that's why I'm going to find all P, find underscore all, and in which I'm passing the P, and you'll get all the P tags. Okay, so in P tags you are having the data. Okay, these all are the P tags. Starting from this P class, artificial intelligence, okay, machine become increasingly P. So the text is hidden inside this. Okay, text is present over here into the P. And then we just take one string, okay, in which I'm just extracting the data from the your P, this from the P, I'm extracting the data, okay, for P in paragraph, and I'm adding this into the article underscore text, okay, which is my empty string. And after that, I'm printing this. Now, this is the example of web scraping. Now, then after pre-processing, we will start. Okay, so already we have discussed the pre-processing, right? We discussed thoroughly. So as a part of pre-processing, the first part always used to use the lowercase, right? Lowercase. Convert text into lowercase to avoid the confusion. Along with that, I will show you the article text also. Now observe that all the data is now converted into the lowercase. Okay. Now, next, as you know that as a part of pre-processing, there are a lot many punctuations present over here, right? Punctuation is present, numbers is also present. Okay, I'm not at all interested in this kind of citations. Okay, so numbers, and for that I'm using the next part to remove the punctuation. Okay, so to remove the punctuation, I'm using this. So from string import punctuation, and then we create one function as remove function that returns dot join in brackets C for C in F in if C not in the punctuation. Okay, so through this line, through this function, we can remove the punctuations present in your text. Okay, so here I'm having one example also. Let me just uncomment this, comment this, and then first I will use this onto this example. Okay, this is what my string. Now let me just show you. Observe this. This is simple example which contain the punctuation like exclamatory marks and question mark. Now when I pass this text to my function, I'm just getting the text after removing the punctuation. Okay, so this is what the text that I'm getting after removing the punctuation. But what we want, I just want to remove the punctuation from this entire text. Okay, so once again, I'm going to uncomment this, also commenting this one, and printing this. Okay, and once again I'm going to execute. Actually, we have taken that one as variable. Because of that, we need to execute it once again. Now, after removing the punctuations, this is what the text that I am getting after removing the punctuations. Okay, so after removing the punctuation, I am getting this text, article underscore text. Now, next, we are going to remove the digits. Okay, as we are interested only in alphabets. Okay, I'm only interested in the words. I'm not at all interested in the digits. So to remove the number, we can use the dot each numeric method, or you can use the each digit method also. Okay, so here now I'm using the each digit method. So dot join C for C in article underscore text if not C dot each digit, and printing the article underscore text. Okay, answer here. Now, once again, we are having some more square bracket. Okay, in square bracket, I am having some digits. Okay, which I am going to remove by using this regular expression now. So regular expression is another way to remove the punctuations or to remove the some unnecessary things. Okay, to remove the unnecessary character through which you can remove the square bracket, extra spaces, and punctuation. Okay, so I'm using here RE library. Okay, which is a regular expression. Dot sub. This is for the regular expression. I'm adding this 0 to 9 article text. Okay, in which I'm going to remove the square bracket and the extra spaces. So let me just show you this article text after removing. Now, after removing this, what I'm getting all the square brackets or the spaces that is available in my text. Now, again with the help of RE, I'm again pre-processing my text by just getting A to Z. I just want all the strings that contain small a to z either or capital A to Z. Okay, and the formatted, that special character I'm going to remove, and the digits I'm going to remove from this article. So let me show you this print formatted underscore article underscore text and execute. Now observe here. Now your data is free from punctuation, it is free from the spaces, and it is free from the numbers also. Okay, it is now free from the numbers also. You will not get any number. You are getting only the alphabets which is starting from small a to z or capital A to Z, whatever it is. Generally capital A to Z is not having any importance because we have already a lowercase all the things. Okay, so here I am not getting any numbers. Okay, the pure text I am getting, right? So successfully we have pre-processed this thing. So observe here what we have done. We remove the special character because as a part of, okay, so here what we have, these are the numbers. Okay, these are the numbers that we have. Because with this line of code, we just remove the square bracket. Okay, square bracket means the bracket that is specifically for the citations in which. So 1980, okay, along with that, we remove the extra spaces also that is present in the document. Okay, So we remove this 1990, and with the help of this, removing the special character and digits, we get this pre-processed data. This is what your pre-processed data. Okay, so first we scrap the website by using the URL lib.request.url open. Then we use the beautiful soap package, okay, to encode that into the parser by using LXML parser, and then we pre-process this thing. Okay. Now, after that, after the pre-processing, the important step is to do the tokenization, or what I can say here, as a part of the text summarization. I told you tokenization is of two types. One is a sentence tokenization, another is the word tokenization, right? So it's depend on the application. 95%, 90% application we use the word tokenization, but as it is a summarization related problem, right? Text summarization. So we specifically interested in the sentence. Okay, so that's why I'm using the sent underscore tokenize over here. Okay, you'll get the sentence list. Okay, so I will just show you the length of the sentence instead of printing it. So as far as this, okay, so specifically everything is considered as one sentence here, right? Now, what we will do, we'll just find the weighted frequency. Okay, we just want to find the frequency of word. Okay, so and along with that, this is what for the, this is not for the weighted frequency, this is for the stop word removal. So nltk.corpus.stopword.words, English words I'm interested, okay, which I'm going to store in the stop word. Okay, now we collect the frequency of the word, okay, and simultaneously we remove the stop word also. Okay, so this is what the code to related with removal the stop word and collect the frequency of word. Okay, collect the actual frequency of word. So let me just show you. Enter, and then word frequency. Now observe here. So this is what the frequency of word that I am getting, and it is, your text is free from the stop word. You will not get any stop word over here. Observe here. These are the actual words. Computer is having the 11, count of computer is 11, cognitive count, the word count is 5. So I'm just getting the count of each and every word. Okay. Now finally we find the weighted frequency. Now why there is a need to do the weighted frequency? Again, it is a kind of normalization technique, right? Kind of feature scaling, because one number is in 2 digit, one number is in 1 digit, right? So to make it into the one range, like 0 to 1, okay, to make it into the one range, it is in between 0 to 1. We'll write this code and execute, right? So this is what the maximum frequency is equal to max of word frequencies dot value, and we are using this for word in word underscore frequencies dot keys, through which you get the particular word, and we divide word frequency of each word by dividing the maximum frequency. Okay, by dividing the maximum frequency, just like in previous example in CNN, I divide each pixel by 255 so that it will get converted into one range that is in between 0 to 1. So observe, all the values are in between 0 to 1. Okay, so you are getting all the values in 0 to 1, right? Now next, the next part is to calculate the sentence score, and sentence score is depend on what? Sentence score is depend on the presence of that particular word in the sentences, how many times that particular word is present in that particular sentence. Okay, and for that I am writing this code, calculating the sentence score. Okay, so I have calculated the sentence score. Okay, now finally I'm going to show you the summary. Okay, I'm going to show you the summary of this by using this code, like import heapq summary underscore sentence, and in which heapq enlarges 7 comma sentence score. So 7 means it is a length of your number of sentence that you want into the final summary. So let me just print. I just need to execute it once again. Okay, one by one, observe. Import library, doing the web scraping, parsing, then pre-processing, calculating the sentence score, and getting the summary. I think somewhere down the line I just missed the line, some line. So let me just tackle it first. Same thing I'm doing here. Okay, so pre-processing, special character, converting the sentence into the text. Okay, at these steps I'm getting the error. Okay, at these steps I'm getting the error. Okay, then that in that code, because वहां पे मुझे जब मैंने जब कन्वर्टिंग द टेक्स्ट टू द सेंटेंस करा था तब क्या मिला था मुझे. Let me check the sentence length of the sentence. len right. So length of the sentence that I am getting here 371. Okay, यहाँ पे मेरा जो एरर आ रहा था ना वो यहाँ यही पे है, वहां पे भी हम ठीक कर लेंगे उसको. ठीक है, stop word removal, so collecting the frequency, finally we get weighted frequency of each and every word, then we calculate the sentence score. Okay, so and after that we get the summary. Okay, so this is what the summary that I am getting. Okay, this is what the summary of the entire text. Now, what is this? Heap queue and largest. Okay, heap queue is the plain Python method. Okay, so that is we for the heap queue, to explain this heap queue, I'm just importing the n largest, okay, from the heap queue, and I'm taking one list which contain I'm contain list 91642835 okay, so this is what my score it is. Okay, as far as this simple example is concerned, this is the case study for what I'm explaining the heap queue only. Now when I execute this n largest 3 comma lst, so first 3 from this list I'm getting the first 3 sentence score, which is the highest one. So 9 is the highest, 8 is the highest, and 7 is the highest. Okay, so similarly here also I'm using this heap queue and largest. Okay, heap queue dot and largest, there I'm interested in the 7 sentence. Okay, so on sentence score I'm using this. Okay, the key that I'm using the sentence underscore score dot get, and I'm just joining this summary sentence, and you'll get this summary. Okay, so this is what the summary that I'm getting here. Okay, so once again I will explain this case to you, because somehow while doing the changes I just remove something from that particular IPYNB file, and because of that we get some kind of error into this code. But don't worry, once again I will explain. First we import the library, okay, then we scrap the data, then we use the beautiful soup package to parse that particular data by using LXML parser. Okay, and you'll get the parsed article. Okay, so I'm not executing this one because already I have shown you this thing. Then find all p. So find all p means just we find all the paragraphs data that is related, that is associated with your HTML document, and then we extract the article text. Okay, so article text we are getting, and then after we'll go for the pre-processing. Okay, so pre-processing, that is removing the square bracket and extras process by using the regular expression, and then after we remove the special characters and the digits, then after we are doing the text conversion of the text to sentences, and after this we remove the stop word and collect the frequency of each and every word. Then we calculate the weighted frequency of each and every word so that it goes normalized into the 0 to 1, and we calculate the sentence score. Okay, and then after, on the basis of sentence score, I choose that sentence which is having the highest score by using this heap queue dot and largest method, and you'll get the summarization of this. Okay, so this is what the text summarization case study. Okay, as far as this is concerned, somewhere down the line I have just made some changes, okay, due to which we do not get the actual summary. Okay, because it's a kind of actual project. So if we change something, then it might be possible that you'll not get the output. I think as far as my concerned, मैंने यहाँ पे एक कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पार्ट ये भी ऐड कर दिया था, ठीक है, टू रिमूव द नंबर, क्योंकि हम आगे भी नंबर रिमूव करने वाले हैं, यहाँ पे भी नंबर रिमूव हुआ है, ठीक है। उसके पहले भी एक और प्री प्रोसेसिंग टास्क मैंने यहाँ पे लगाया है शायद, कि पंक्चुएशन वाला ये वाला पार्ट, ये भी मुझे एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करना होगा। तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मुझे लास्ट में जब मैं समरी प्रिंट कर रहा था तब मुझे प्रॉब्लम आ रहा था, ठीक है। तो वो प्रॉब्लम हमने सॉल्व कर लिया है, ठीक है। एनी क्वेरी सो फार? कभी भी जब प्रोजेक्ट बेस्ड डिस्कशन रहेगा उसमें कोड थोड़े टफ रहेंगे, ठीक है ना, कि जैसे हम नॉर्मली जब हम एक्सप्लेन करते हैं तो चीजें हमें बहुत इजी लगती है, लेकिन जब भी कभी हम एक्चुअल प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करते हैं ना तो उसमें काफी सारी चीजें आ जाती है, ठीक है। एनी क्वेरी? okay, then we'll start with the next application. The next applications that we are having, the spam email classification, email spam detection. Okay, so in the email spam detection, we are having one email.csv file, okay, from which I just want to classify whether my email is spam or not spam. Okay, so let me just show you that email spam. Now this is what your text. Okay, along with the text we are having this the text, we are having this targeted column, whether that particular email is spam or not. Okay, so that email is spam or not. So the last column is your large data set. It is okay, it contains lot many rows. Okay, and on which we are going to create one classifier that can categorize the email is spam or not spam. So let's start the description. This code detects if an email is spam or not. So libraries that are needed, we need NumPy library, Pandas libraries, NLTK library, then your stop word we need, and the string. Okay, after that we load the data. Okay, we load the data by using the read underscore CSV function, and in which we'll pass that particular file and will show the first 5 rows of the that particular file. Then to get to know the shape of the file, we use the df.shape method. So I'm having 5, 7 to 8 rows and 2 columns. To get to know the name of the column, we use the columns method, okay, which we have already discussed during the pandas library. Now to check the duplicates and handle it, we use the drop underscore duplicate method, and in place is equal to true means whatever we performing, whatever we are removing the duplication, that get in your actual data set. Okay, so let me just remove the duplication also. Now after removing the duplication, let's just take the shape of the data set. Now observe here, as far as the data set is concerned, previously it was having the 5728 rows. Now it is having 5695, means some duplicate rows are also there, which we have removed by using this command. Now after that we'll check the missing value present in your data set. So by using the isNull.sum method, so this shows you there is no null values present in the data set. And after that we'll go for the pre-processing, in which we remove the punctuation, we remove the stop word, and we return that particular clean word. Okay, so let me execute this function, and we pass this particular function. Okay, we just pass the process text for, we just pass the actual text to your function by using this line. Okay, so let me just pass it and just execute. Okay, so this is what we are getting. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. Now after that, after the tokenization, after the list of tokens, then we are extracting the feature. Okay, so as far as the feature extraction is concerned, I am going to use the count vectorizer class. Okay, so this is the bag of word method for the feature extraction. Bag of word, there are different methods. One is bag of word, tf-idf is another method, then word to vec is another method, and apart from this there are some standard methods also there, advanced method also there, out of which I am just showing you the count vectorizer. Okay, so that count vectorizer, I'm passing that particular text and applying the fit underscore transform on the text. So message BOW means that bag of word, because the bag of word can be implemented in Python with the help of this count vectorizer class. Okay, it will take some time because that we are having the lot much text, so it will take the time. Still it is taking time because we are extracting the each and every feature. That particular text is get converted into the numbers. Okay, whatever the text that I'm having, okay, that particular text, this text is get converted into the vectors. Okay, vector contains some numbers, number form. Already I told you, machine learning model always is works on the numbers. Okay, whether it is the text data, image data, that converted into the numbers. So this particular count vectorizer convert this into the vector form. The star indicate it is in under execution. So let me just explain. It will take some time. After that, we split the data into the training and testing set. Okay, by using the train underscore test underscore split class, and we'll pass that particular message. Okay, whatever the message that we get. Okay, and this df of spam means this message bow. It is your independent variable, and df of span it is your dependent variable. Okay, test size that we are considering, it's a 0.20, means 20%, and random state is equal to 0. Then the next line of code through which we will get the shape of that particular POW, and then we use the multinomial NB. That is one of the neo Bayes algorithm. There are two types of neo Bayes algorithm. One is a Gaussian NB, and second one is a multinomial NB. As far as the text data is concerned, we use the multinomial NB. Okay, so we create the object of this multinomial NB class and then fit it into the X train and Y train. Okay, and then after that we'll do the prediction on that by using the dot predict method. And finally, after the prediction, we'll calculate the confusion matrix and evaluate your model by calculating the accuracy and the classification report. Okay, so this is what the case study we have. As this is a large data, so it is taking some time to execute this particular thing. Okay, so this is all about the case study that we discuss. Okay, any problem so far? Hello.
Dear parents, any question, please? Okay, no question.
Okay, sir.
Uh, so Nitin, it is going to take some time. When we able to see the results?
सर ये थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, इसको ना टाइम लगेगा
Okay, okay.
कि वो वन बाय वन. इसका मैं एक छोटा सा केस स्टडी दिखा देता हूँ इनको ना, काउंट वेक्टराइजर कैसे वर्क करता है. यहाँ पे मैं क्या करता हूँ, एक खुद का कॉर्पस क्रिएट करता हूँ, सिंपल कॉर्पस विच कंटेन 4 सेंटेंस. ओके, दिस इज द फर्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट, दिस डॉक्यूमेंट इज द सेकंड डॉक्यूमेंट. ओके, so this is what my one text, okay, one text data own corpus. Now I'm going to use this count vectorizer which is present in sklearn dot feature extraction dot text. Okay, now let me execute this first. Okay, then after we restart and clear the output first. Shift enter. Okay, then after that we create the object of this. We create the object of count vectorizer class. store it into the vectorizer, and now we use the fit underscore transform on this particular corpus. So whatever the text that I'm having, it gets first converted. Okay, it gets first converted into the vector. Okay, so that get converted into vector into the x. When we print the x, that is your vector. And the important feature, get underscore feature names, means all the unique features we get from this corpus. Okay, so let me just print it. Now observe this. This is what your vector. Okay, this is what your vector, and these are the unique documents that we have. And document first is 1, second, the third, and this from this particular corpus. These are the unique documents. I think total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Eight words are there which are uniques. Then we convert this vector into the array. Okay, whatever the vector that we get, that will convert it into the array, into the matrix form. Now observe this matrix. Already told you the machine learning only understands the numbers. Okay, so that's why we convert this thing into the numbers. Now observe the frequency here. So 0 means, wait, I just need to take the help of this corpus also to explain this. Now observe this matrix. So this is the first one. Okay, each contain the this and this document. This is first. Okay, so on. Now this is the first document. So as far as the and is concerned, here is there 0. Okay, then is present in this sentence. Okay, so is present how many times? It is present in 1 time. So is 1. Then the is present 1 time, so on up to. Okay, so this is what the encoded vector for the first sentence. Okay, similarly we are having this second one. Okay, so as far as the second one is concerned, this document is present 2 times. Okay, this document is present here 2 times, so here we are getting the 2. Okay, so whatever the text that I am having, that get converted into the matrix. Okay, understand? Any problem so far? This, I hope it is clear. Somehow it is an advanced part. Okay, somehow it is related with the natural language processing, but still I am trying to explain this thing. I hope it is clear to everyone. Raise the hand those who understand.
Yes, please, guys. Dear participants, raise your hand.
काउंट वेक्टराइजर का कंसेप्ट समझ में आया ही है कि रिपीट करना है एक बार फिर से? क्लियर, राइट? एक बार देख लेते हैं एग्जीक्यूट हुआ क्या हमारा? हाँ, एग्जीक्यूट हो गया सर। अब नहीं है, दिख तो रहा है एग्जीक्यूट।
ओके जी, ओके।
हम एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं। ठीक है, हमारा जो प्रीवियस था ना वो एग्जीक्यूट हो गया। अभी जो हमने जो फीचर निकाले है ना वो एग्जीक्यूट, जहाँ पे जो हमारा चल रहा था एग्जीक्यूशन, अभी मैं इसको एग्जीक्यूट करने वाला हूँ। डेटा सेट स्प्लिट करा है, ठीक है। शेप देखा मैंने, अभी देखो यहाँ पे शेप क्या आ गया, ये मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म में आ गया शेप।
So Nitin ji, could you repeat one more time? Like there is some request from Sanchi that she want that you just give the brief like how you have covered all this particular case.
Wait, यहाँ पे दिक्कत है, डायरेक्टली आप rather than text the message आप डायरेक्टली बोलो क्या एग्जैक्टली क्या प्रॉब्लम है, वो फिर मैं रिपीट करता हूँ।
क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं सांची? could you repeat your problem please Rajay?
यस सर। सर जो मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म हुआ है 0 1 वो कैसे आया, मतलब वो चीज नहीं समझ आई।
एक मिनट, यहाँ पे हमने तो अब छोटा सा कॉर्पस लिया है, ठीक है, तो ये तो समझ में आना ही चाहिए क्योंकि अब मैं एक्चुअल डेटा सेट नहीं कर रहा हूँ। ये पहले तो मैं सबसे छोटा डेटा ले रहा हूँ, ठीक है। ये लाइनें लिए मैंने एक छोटा सा कॉर्पस एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। अब नेक्स्ट मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ कि जो यूनिक वर्ड्स है इस पर्टिकुलर टेक्स्ट के, मैंने क्या करा है, जो हमारा जो काउंट वेक्टराइजर है इसका ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करा है, उसके बाद उसको ट्रांसफॉर्म करा है फिट अंडरस्कोर ट्रांसफॉर्म से, ठीक है, ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर कॉर्पस, सो दैट इट गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू द वेक्टर फॉर्म। Okay, number form. And vectorizer dot get underscore feature underscore name. This is one method through which you can get the unique names, unique feature from your text. So this is what my feature. Okay, unique feature. Total 8 features are there. Okay, तो अभी यहाँ पे देखो आप. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. सॉरी 9 है तो ये भी 9 होगा. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 एंड 9. ठीक है, ये 9 है. अभी देखो यहाँ पे ये आपका फर्स्ट सेंटेंस ये ऐसे इनकोड हुआ है. ठीक है, ये सेकंड सेंटेंस ऐसे इनकोड हुआ है, थर्ड सेंटेंस आपका ऐसे इनकोड हुआ है और फोर्थ सेंटेंस आपका ऐसे इनकोड हुआ है. ठीक है, अब देखो यहाँ पे दिस इज द फर्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट. सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट मतलब अब देखो यहाँ पे जैसे कि 1, 2 हमारा दिस कौन से नंबर पे है, 9th नंबर पे, तो यहाँ पे आपको एक 1 दिखेगा. ठीक है, फर्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट फर्स्ट कौन से नंबर पे आपका, 3rd नंबर पे, तो आपको यहाँ पे 1 दिखेगा. अब समझ में आ रहा है. जैसे कि आप सेकंड डॉक्यूमेंट ये वाला सेंटेंस देखो, इस सेकंड डॉक्यूमेंट में आपको यहाँ पे 2 नजर आ रहा है. ठीक है,
यस
तो
सर,
यहाँ पे क्या है 2 क्यों है, क्योंकि डॉक्यूमेंट जो है 2 बार है,
2 बार है. ठीक है,
तो इसलिए यहाँ पे 2 आ रहा है. ठीक है, रिमेनिंग आप
Okay.
वैसे ही करो. ठीक है,
ठीक है. थैंक यू सर.
हाँ. तो ये तो एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल है कि काउंट वेक्टराइजर दिखाने के लिए. एक्चुअल हमारा ये पार्ट था. ठीक है, ये हमारा शेप आ गया. जो भी कुछ मैंने बताया ना कि मैसेज बो कैसे दिखता है, तो मैसेज बो मैं दिखा देता हूँ. BOW. ओके, ये बड़ा मैट्रिक्स है एकदम. नाउ let's create the multinomial NB model. Okay, machine learning model. We are having 2 types of model. One is a multinomial, one is a Gaussian model, and second one is the multinomial. And multinomial we specifically use for the text related data. So create the object, then fit it into the training data set. Okay, so classifier, your model is created. Then next we'll going to do the prediction. Okay, so this is what the prediction that I am doing on the Y-train. Okay, prediction. Then we calculate the confusion matrix. Okay, this is my confusion matrix. So the accuracy that I am getting from this confusion matrix is what? This is your successful classification 3445 plus 1098 divided by 3445 plus 12 plus 1 plus 1098. Okay, and multiplied by 100, and you'll get the accuracy. Okay, now let's calculate the accuracy by another method, that is accuracy underscore score method. We are getting the 99% accuracy and the classification report that I am getting this. Okay, so this is what all about the email spam classification. I hope it is clear to everyone. Yes, any question? अमित सर, हेलो.
Yes, sir.
अमित
Nikhil
सर,
ji.
पार्टिसिपेंट्स को अब कुछ अपना कुछ शेयर करें, ऐसा कुछ पूछो
Yeah,
उनको.
participants we would like to hear from participants that what was their experience, what they have learned. So kindly Kuljit ji, Sanchi, could you speak up your experience during this workshop? Already have shared with you the feedback form as well. So we would like to hear from your side so that we can like further incorporate more quality in our work. So Kuljit ji, could you speak up that how was your journey during this workshop?
ਵੇਖ ਲੈਣੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ.
Kuljit Kaur ji, you're listening me, please? Okay. Any other Vikramjit ji? Vikramjit ji.
प्रमोद शर्मा भी है. प्रमोद शर्मा जी, Am I audible,
Okay,
sir?
let us start with Mario. Mario,
Okay.
what about your journey during this workshop? What is your takeaway from this workshop, sir? Mario, are you there?
Cannot speak. I'm at work. उसने मैसेज करा है.
Okay. So can we hear from Rachna Kumari? My dear friends, you are in a process of nation building, and in a couple of decades, a lot of
Hello.
things are going to be changed.
Hello.
Yes,
हाँ.
please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
सर मेरा एक्सपीरियंस तो बहुत बढ़िया रहा. एक्चुअली मुझे हिंदी इतनी आती नहीं है, फिर भी एक्सप्लेन कर रही हूँ.
नहीं, आप जिस भी लैंग्वेज में कंफर्टेबल हैं, यू कैन स्पीक. कम्युनिकेशन होना चाहिए. लैंग्वेज डजंट मैटर. आप बोलिए राजा, खुल के बोलिए प्लीज. जी.
सर एक्चुअली मैं पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन की है और मेरे पास ये सब्जेक्ट नहीं था, तो मैंने अपने कॉलेज वाले उसके कहा था कि इसकी ट्रेनिंग लुआए. सो उन्होंने कहा था कि आपका लिंक भेजा उन्होंने कि यहाँ से आप फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट ला सकते. मैंने ट्रेनिंग शुरू की, मतलब कि आपने जो भी समझाया इतनी इजीली मतलब एक्सप्लेन किया और इतना अच्छा एक्सप्लेन किया ना, बहुत बढ़िया लगा हमें.
थैंक यू रचन जी. या थैंक यू सो मच. और कुछ आप
एंड थैंक यू
सजेशन भी
नितिन
देना
सर.
चाहिए.
थैंक यू नितिन सर, आपने बहुत
Okay.
अच्छा एक्सप्लेन किया, बहुत ही इजीली मतलब कि हमने समझाया है
Okay.
कौन सी कमांड यूज करनी है. और सागर सर ने भी बहुत अच्छा समझाया और किसाना सर ने भी बहुत अच्छा समझाया.
Okay.
थैंक यू सो मच सर.
Okay.
Great, Rachna ji. Great. Thank you. So, Sanchi ji, please, could you speak, share your journey during this particular workshop?
Yes, sir. Experience was very nice. मतलब we can go for lot of paid courses also on Udemy, but the thing is उसमें अच्छे से clear नहीं हो पाता. The live classes go on and all our doubts are cleared. And especially Nitin sir take the class. Everything was completed on time also, and everything was very good. And all the doubts of all students are also cleared. It was really a good experience.
Thank you, Sanchi ji. Thank you so much. Deepak
Okay,
Kumar.
sir.
Deepak Kumar ji. Can we hear from Deepak Kumar ji? Deepak Kumar ji.
May I share? Sir, ये समनप्रीत कौर. हाँ. हेलो. अमित सर.
हाँ जी, सुन पा रहा हूँ जी मैं. नितिन जी, आप yes, you can ask any other. Shiv Kumar Lohan is there.
No sir, ये समनप्रीत कौर का मैसेज. May I share?
हाँ, प्लीज. ओके, उनको बोलिए प्लीज. Let her share. Yeah.
Hello, sir. So, myself Samanpreet Kaur, and I am presently associate professor in Punjab Agriculture University. And
Great, ma'am.
I'm teaching
Yeah.
soil and water engineering courses there. And
Okay.
doing some research work on this soil environmental related research work. So when this course came to me, basically nowadays we are going to train students on use of AI in the field of soil and water engineering, but we ourselves lack in the capacity building of ourselves. We lack in this. So this course gave me very good insight about how we can apply the AI in our field. I'm very thankful Inji and Shingaraji and Anil Bharadwaj. So because we are using GIS and remote sensing in our work, so I think it's very useful.
Thank you, Professor Saab. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Ritik Kumar ji. Ritik Kumar, are you there? Shiv Kumar Lohanji?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, please, could you share your views, sir, on this, our workshop?
Actually, this course was very wonderful, and it gives me a very wonderful insight for doing the research for operating the farm machine. So I'm very much keen interest to use this technology for operating the different types of farm machines in view of our research in robotics in agriculture. So overall, I am very much thankful to all the resource persons and the organizers of this course. Thank you. Thanks to all.
Thank you very much, ji, sir. Thank you. Sagar Deshwal. Okay, anybody who would like to share his own journey, like what kind of transformation they are seeing in their self, that how this particular workshop helps them, how this particular workshop change their view towards the world, how they are going to cope up the challenges which are coming in all area due to machine learning. In next couple of decades, lot of things are going to be changed, reshape. All the industry is going to reshape, and that time, seriously, this machine learning is going to play a big role over there. So I want to hear from you, all the participants who are willing to share their views, how this particular workshop strengthen their knowledge. You can, yes, please.
Sir,
Nitu Rani, yes, go ahead. Yeah.
sir, first off, thank you so much for organize this workshop. तीन सर, किसाना सर और मुकेश सर सबने ही चीजों को बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया। ये चीजें जस्ट थ्योरी में सुनी थी, प्रैक्टिकली परफॉर्म करके देखा। सर ने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया। सर थैंक यू सो मच। और ही सर डीप लर्निंग की वर्कशॉप प्लीज ऑर्गेनाइज करना। थैंक यू सो मच।
So Nitu Rani, how you are going to utilize this knowledge in your future?
Sir,
Could you explain a little bit about?
Yes, sir. Sir, I will use this research in my PhD work.
Okay, you're pursuing PhD. Okay, great.
Yes,
Great.
sir. I am pursuing PhD. I am working in Chitkara University.
Okay.
I am work on sentimental analysis. Sir, ये सारे मॉडल्स अप्लाई किए हैं, स्पॉट वेक्टर मशीन, लीनियर रिग्रेशन, ये बहुत ही हेल्पफुल होंगे फ्यूचर में। और इनके ऊपर ही काम करके हम पीएचडी में रिसर्च वर्क कर सकते हैं और पेपर्स निकाल सकते हैं।
Okay, Rupali, welcome, ji, welcome. Rupali, would you like to speak something, Rajay? Ravi Dutt ji, Ramandeep Kaur. Anybody else, please? Krish, Karthik. Krish, you wrote me a lot of messages. Could you speak something, Krish?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, I wanted to tell this on the phone only, but then you were very busy with the workshop. The thing is, I'm really grateful to everyone whoever organized this workshop, because this really helped us in many ways. Like, to be honest and frank, there are very less workshops that go in such details, the math behind every model, the statistical concepts. And the second thing is, for such a mass participation, for such mass interaction with whoever are the participants, is a very good job that you guys are doing, and it really helped us in many ways. And we are really looking forward for the deep learning workshop so that it starts as soon as possible. This is very helpful, and the fact that we get the recordings on YouTube is also very nice, because for further reference also we can refer those videos anytime, anywhere. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Krish. Thank you for sharing your experience. So, Ankit ji, would you like to speak something? Ananya Singh? Okay, anybody else?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Siddharth ji.
Sir, it is was very useful session for me as I was not able to cope up with the other libraries like Seaborn. So I learned a lot from this. And regarding suggestions, I would request you to please upload. Please rename the YouTube lectures with the lecture taught on the dad day specifically. So as far as revision, we can go through those lectures again. And I would request you to please give a new session like for cloud computing also. And thank you a lot.
Okay, Siddharth ji, thank you. So, any other friends or participants who would like to share their views?
Hello.
Yeah, please, Deepak ji.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, ji.
Sir, first of all, I like to thank all of you. इस बेस्ट पार्ट तो सर ये था वर्कशॉप का कि आप लोगों ने मैथमेटिक्स वाला पार्ट स्किप नहीं करा, मतलब कि साथ साथ मॉडल के साथ समझाया वो मैथमेटिक्स वाला पार्ट, क्योंकि बहुत सारे ऐसे भी हैं कोर्सेज जहाँ पे मतलब पढ़ा तो देते हैं मगर या तो मैथमेटिक्स वाला पार्ट स्किप कर देते हैं, नहीं तो अलग से ही मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ा देते हैं। तो वो बहुत सही लगा कि आप लोगों ने साथ साथ में मतलब कि लेके चला, तो बहुत हेल्प करा वो। और थैंक यू अगेन।
कोई सजेशन आपकी तरफ से?
सजेशन सर मतलब कि वही जो इन्होंने बोला ना यूट्यूब वाला पार्ट के, उसमें ना जो लेक्चर्स हैं वो नाम से आ जाए तो ज़्यादा सही रहेगा, मतलब कि
Okay, we'll take care of that thing. Yeah, definitely.
कौन सा टॉपिक कवर हुआ है।
ठीक है, definitely. Thank you. Gurjit Singh Walia. Sir ji, can I request you, Gurjit Singh ji? Gaurav Joshi.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, Gurjit ji. Yes, please.
सर मेरा एक्सपीरियंस भी बहुत बढ़िया रहा, बाकी सब पार्टिसिपेंट्स की तरह बहुत एंजॉय किया और स्क्रैच से शुरू किया था मैंने इस कोर्स को। मेरी तो इस कोर्स में बिल्कुल भी नॉलेज नहीं थी। आई रियली एंजॉयड अ लॉट और इतना अच्छा लग रहा है कि मैं इसको से लग रहा है कि फ्यूचर में भी इसकी दोबारा से एक बार सारी यूट्यूब वीडियोस दोबारा देखूं इसकी ना, ताकि इसको और अच्छे से मास्टरी कर सकूं मैं।
Great, Gurjit ji, great. Practice will make perfect us. Definitely,
Yes,
definitely.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
God bless all.
मैंने और
Yeah.
सबके नोट्स भी मैंने खुद बनाए इसके। Really enjoyed. Thank you.
Great, sir. So you are going to have very bright future in this particular journey. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Deepak Gol sahab.
Yes, sir. So good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, my experience was very good. This was very great course. We have learned a lot. सर हमें कुछ भी करने के लिए एक स्टार्ट चाहिए होता है। आज हमें इस कोर्स से हमें वो स्टार्ट मिल गया, इसके बाद हम कुछ भी सीख सकते हैं मशीन लर्निंग इस लाइन में।
Great.
तो सर ये हमारा एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा रहा। सो वेरी वेरी थैंक यू टू ऑल द ऑर्गेनाइजर्स एंड ऑल द टीचर्स, नितिन सर एंड ऑल द थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Deepak ji. So any other participants who would like to share their views?
Yes, sir.
Tarun, Karthik ji. Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
Tarun Bhade. Yes, Tarun ji, boliye.
Sir,
Tarun ji.
the workshop was extremely interesting and helpful to us. The best part is each and every participant has given equal importance. Sir, this was the best part I carry over the workshop. Thank for organizing the workshop, sir.
Welcome, Tarun ji. Thanks. Now, Karthik ji, could you speak up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it was really good session, sir. And what was really helpful for us was that we had the same machine learning currently going on in this semester. So It was really good. And one more thing was, it was helpful for us to stay ahead of the lecturer also sometimes, and we were able to find some doubts also if we wanted to clear with either of us, like the lecturers at this course and even at the semester one. And then one more thing is that YouTube part was really good, as Krish said. YouTube, we could go back, and if we missed the class, we could see that again.
Great. Thank you. So any other participants would like to share, please? You're most welcome. Okay. So now we're having our
जी जी अमित जी
sir, please sir. Nitin sir, could you switch off your mic, please, sir? Nitin sir, mic off करेंगे sir? Yeah. Thank you.
So, okay, now I really am very thankful to all the participants for sparing your time as well as your sincere and disciplined effort throughout the whole month. We really are grateful and very happy also to listen the feedback, the positive part as well as the negative one also. So definitely we are going to improve upon our YouTube channel as well as some of the suggestions given by you. So we definitely will be looking at your feedback. And we really are very happy to observe that it was a successful course and it disseminated a long way for all the participants. So I really congratulate all of you to become the certified personality in the field of machine learning. And I really from bottom of my heart thank Dr. Amit Bhardwaji and Dr. Nitin ji as well as Kasana sir and all the experts who spared such a huge effort to make this program a successful one. So I congratulate you, Amit ji. Congratulations, Dr. Nitin ji. We really are very thankful to you, and in near future also we again want to have you with us on the same boat and to disseminate more such courses. So thanks again all of you. And one more announcement is that in 15 or 20 days we are planning to organize the next course in the field of your big data analytics using R language. So I will be putting the message across all the WhatsApp groups and through your emails also. So when the terms will be finalized, I will be sharing registration forms also with you. So thanks again, and enjoy your life. Keep on working in machine learning. So thank you, Dr. Amit ji. You may continue.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Mukesh, and thanks all capacity building team, those who given us this opportunity to organize this particular workshop, and thanks for wonderful audience, wonderful participants. They were so curious, and their query always keep us busy. They are asking very relevant questions all the time, and which was waking up all other participants and give a zeal of good competition. And my dear friends, like it's just like that more you sweat in practice, less you bleed in the battlefield. So practice will make the perfect. So, and machine learning is the future. So this is our first step towards to be ready for future manpower. And you people are already closed the first step very successfully. And I would like to thanks to my all speakers, Dr. Kasana, Dr. Nitin, Mr. Sudhir, and Mukesh ji, and all management team, and as well as all the participants. And in near future, we are planning to organize a deep learning workshop, even though, and we'll definitely convey you in the month of January, February. We'll going to organize a workshop on deep learning. We'll communicate you about that. And soon we'll share with you a few more Google form, as well as within a week we'll try to communicate you your certificate. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your patience. And if you commit any something wrong, please forgive us for that, for any kind of inconvenience. Sorry for that. And let us work together for nation building. Jai Hind. Thank you very much.